So the official Miami Hurricanes Twitter account dropped a sick graphic yesterday that lists everyone on the roster and the coaching staff. However, there's something that stood out to me while looking at this thing. There's 4 players missing. What's going on, Canes fans? It's been a while, right? I mean, we're technically live every Friday and Saturday night for the virtual season at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and those are a lot of fun. You should definitely check them out if you haven't or you don't. But it's been a hot minute since I've uploaded an update video when it comes to the team. Now, unfortunately, this update could be viewed as bad news. I guess it just depends on how you feel about this. So, I told you guys that they dropped this sick graphic image the other day on Twitter, and I want to pull it up and show you guys what it looks like. Now, before we dive deep into it, I do want to say that this video is not a drama video. This is not to try to stir the pot. You've probably already seen this floating around on social media. However, I feel like it's important to bring it to light and mention it and talk about it. That way, we're not asking questions when fall camp rolls around, wondering why we're not seeing, clips and screenshots and things of some of these players, why they're not out there on Green Tree. So anyways, let's first take a look at this little image that they dropped. And by the way, shout outs to whoever had this idea on the team, the social media team, because wow, this thing honestly should be a poster. I would 100% buy this if this thing was a poster. I'm a huge fan of the pixel art style. I'm a big time gamer, as a lot of you guys know, and this is kind of pixel artish. I think it kind of looks like an old school video game, and if you look at the little details in this, right? I mean, you got Miami in the background, you got the palm trees, you even got the reflections in the water. I mean, check that out. It's actually really detailed. This probably took a long time to make. They got the yacht out there on the water with the Miami flag. Yo, come on, attention to the little details, right? Now, this thing looks sick. I love the colors. It looks like they're announcing some kind of movie, and these are the actors and actresses and stuff involved or something like that, right? Miami football, Hard Rock Stadium, fall 2023. And, there's a lot of names on here. List out everyone on the offense. I mean, here's A.J. Allen, Arroyo, Jakari, Jackson Carver, Colby Young down here, Emory Williams. On defense, Ruben Hurricane Bain, Ballum, the Brown brothers. You got special teams. You got our guy, Borregales, Andy. Yo! I hope Andy's still rocking the stash this year. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. We got the coaching staff here at the bottom. This thing looks good. But there are 4 names that are missing here. And we're going to talk about each one of them. And the first one is cornerback Chris Graves. Now, this one actually is not really a surprise, right? Like, we heard the announcement maybe 2 or 3 days ago that Graves was going to be hitting the portal. So this one isn't really a surprise. I didn't expect to see his name on any future list, unless they had already made this like a week or 2 ago and just now decided to drop it and couldn't edit it. That was a guy that, brought a lot of hype, but we already knew this one. So that's number 1. Let's move on to the 3 that maybe people weren't really ready for. And the second one is going to be yet another cornerback, which, by the way, the DBs really took the biggest hit when it comes to guys hitting the transfer portal or just straight leaving the team. That's where we lost the majority of our players in the offseason. But the second guy is cornerback Malik Curtis. Now, this is one that definitely hurts a little bit. Last year, I interviewed Curtis's mom and grandmother on one of my streams. Really good people, by the way. And Curtis was the speedster. One of the fastest guys on the team. Maybe the only other guy that could match him would be Terrell at this point. And, he was big in track as well. But it was one of those things where people were asking the question, was Curtis going to play wide receiver or was he going to play corner? And the coaching staff decided on corner. And he really didn't see as much playing time probably as he was hoping to. Now, I think that either way, he could have been a very valuable asset to have on special teams. I mean, this dude could have been a weapon in the punt return and kick return game. But again, just still didn't see a ton of snaps. Was hoping to see him earn some more playing time this year. But his name does not appear on the list. I've not heard anything official. I'm not going to reach out to his mom or anything like that and bother them with it because this is his decision to make. But it's very obvious when you look at this list and you notice that Malik Curtis is not on there. The next guy that's not on the graphic is offensive lineman Michael McLaughlin. 6'7", 300 pounds, big dude. We're looking for those big body guys on the offensive line because, Mario is looking to transform this team, right? We need to give Tyler Van Dyke more time in the pocket. And we also want to be able to run the ball as well. Again, we're talking about some air raid, concepts and formations and things, but don't forget, we're still going to run the ball. And we have some good running backs, y'all. Some really good running backs. So, we're trying to get those big body guys on the O-line. But McLaughlin never really saw a lot of playing time. And, this one is another one of those that's sort of understandable. I mean, even with some of the incoming freshmen that are coming in, these guys are ballers. I'm talking potential day one difference makers. Now, the thing is, offensive line is something that I don't feel like freshmen get a whole lot of playing time because, that unit has to gel and mesh. They got to be on the same page. That chemistry must be there with the O-line. You can be an absolute dog of an athlete, but if you're not in sync with your other guys with you there on the offensive line, it will all just fall apart. So I think this might be a scenario where, again, this is not throwing shade because these guys are Miami Hurricanes and, or while they're Miami Hurricanes, they're family, right? So no shade, no hate, but it's possible that maybe he wasn't going to see a lot of playing time this year and he just feels like it's, in his best interest to move along to something else. Now, again, nothing official, at least at the time of me filming this, has been announced. So maybe this is just speculation, but I don't really think it is. So that's the number 3 guy. And the last one on this list is tight end Dominique Mamarelli. Now, there's a lot of competition in that room. We all know there's some big names in there. I mean, you had McCormick, who transferred in from Oregon. We still have Arroyo, which, by the way, I think some of you guys are still sleeping on that guy. I think it might be time for the Arroyo show this year. We've got Skinner, we've got Jackson Carver, and 1 or 2 more guys that are just absolute athletes. This, unfortunately, I think is not a situation of lack of play time. I believe the word on the street is that Mamarelli might be medically retiring from football altogether, forever. And, that's super sad because you hate to see that for anyone. That's this guy's future, whether it be with the Miami Hurricanes or somewhere else. Because I do want these guys to succeed. I don't want them to have a good day when they play against us. But these are fellow, football players, and we all love college football, and their goal is to make it to the NFL. And it would be such a shame if he had his football career cut short due to some sort of medical reasons. But that's what I've heard. Again, I'm not going to come on here and say it's 100% true just because I'm sure he'll make an announcement whenever he's ready. Maybe when this is uploaded, he already has. I don't know. But at the time of filming, none of these have really been official other than Chris Graves. So I'll show the graphic image one more time. Let me know down in the comment section how you feel about this. Do you think that, I'm overreacting and other people on social media are overreacting? I mean, there's a lot of names to put on here, but this has been up for about 24 hours and I'm pretty darn sure that if they had missed 4 names, well, let's say 3 because we knew about Graves. If they missed 3 names, they would have had this pulled down and they would have corrected it. And honestly, there's room. I mean, look underneath here. Like, let's say on defense, you could just add another bullet point and put a name right here in the middle. You could do the same on offense. You could expand it out. It'd be very easy to do. So I do think that these guys are possibly no longer part of the team already, or very soon are not going to be. So I just felt like it was appropriate to make a video and at least talk about this and bring it up just to see how people feel. You know, really the biggest one for me that would be super disappointing would be Malik Curtis, because, you know, I was really hyped for that guy. I love it when we bring the speedsters on the team. I'm really wishing that we could have another guy like Devin Hester on special teams, man. Someone that our opponent actually kicks the ball away from, because they're absolutely terrified to put the ball in that man's hands, because there's a chance he could take it to the house every time. Now, maybe this year we could get somebody involved like Ray Joseph, or maybe Harrell works on special teams a little bit. Probably not. We're probably going with, you know, some of the more sure-handed guys like Restrepo, and he's good. We love XR7. I'm just saying it would be wild to have a guy, you know, Devin Hester caliber back there returning kicks, man. That would be absolutely awesome. But anyways, that's really it for this video. Just something super short, just chit-chatting for a few minutes, trying to get back in the saddle, you know, doing regular uploads again. So I appreciate all the love on the Friday and Saturday night streams. We got a couple more games coming up for the virtual season, so check that out if you guys don't already. And otherwise, man, it's almost time. We are less than, I think, 45 or 50 days away from the kickoff of the college football season. I'm hyped, man. I'm ready. Y'all talk it up, man. Let's discuss something. Even if you don't want to talk about this, let's talk about something down in the comment section, all right? Remember, though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I got to say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.